What is going on, guys? It is Anthony, the Long Island Fish Guy here, and on today's video we're going to be doing an around the island update of all my aquariums. But before we hop into that, we got something to cover. It's been about 6 months since my last video. I am okay. I've been getting some DMs on Instagram, some comments on YouTube here, saying, what's going on? Where's your videos? I hope everything's all right. Everything is all right. I've just been living life, you know. The summer happened, and you've been actually traveling a little bit this summer as well, for the first time ever since kind of everything happened in the world here. And if I'm being honest with you, I feel like my videos kind of changed a little bit over the years. I actually took a look at some of my content, some of my older videos versus some of my newer videos, and I was just a little bit like more free. I feel like back in my initial, videos of kind of just getting more higher quality videos versus some of my newer stuff, which I feel like I'm trying to be someone or something that I'm not, trying to maybe be more of a YouTuber than really just kind of being myself. And I kind of want to get back into being just myself. I really want to make content for you guys that I love and make the videos that I like. And I feel like that's the type of content that you guys really do come here for. You guys don't come here to see crazy editing and really nice cuts and transitions. You guys come here for the fish. Me being here might be like a secondary thing that's there as well. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get right back into the core of things that really is the core of what I used to be. And I think that we're gonna find that love again. And I think that's what's really important for this channel moving forward. But there's a lot of things that have happened down here in this fish room, and we gotta cover it. So if you guys do like this video, be sure to like the video. And if you're not subscribed to my channel already, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any other content like this. All right, guys. So as always, we got to start off with the 220 here. If you guys are new here, we go around the room to all my aquariums and kind of tell you what is going on. So in the 220, first and foremost, we got some tragic news. As you can see here, this is the only stingray inside this aquarium. This is a mini marble Matoro female. I did also have a black diamond stingray in here, but what happened was I went away on vacation. Obviously didn't go feeding the fish for about a week, a little bit, almost like 10 days. I came back and did a really heavy feeding, I think like back to back, maybe like every other day. And I didn't pick up until about a few days later when I saw that all the fish in here were kind of laboring. They're breathing. And I noticed there was an ammonia spike, but by the time I caught it, it was just a little bit too late, and the black diamond in here actually passed away. Very unfortunate. Might look to replace it a little bit later on in the future, but for now, we're just going to rock with the stocking that's in here right now. But also you see in here, this true parrot cichlid is actually the only one in here. We did have two, but we actually rehomed the other one, gave someone in my fish club, and as you can see, it's a little bit aggressive. I'm actually considering even getting rid of or rehoming this one as well, because this is a tank I want to highlight my exotics in. And it's hard to highlight your exotics when they're fighting and things like that. Like this black arowana up here, who's getting massive, by the way. He kind of is always like very skittish, and I think that's because he's afraid of some of the other fish in here, like that guy. So that's why also these peacock bass are hiding over to the side. We want to make sure that everyone kind of feels nice and at home and at comfort here. Moving on to the 75-gallon discus aquarium. But where the discus? I screwed up, I think, a little bit by buying too many like schooling fish. In this tank here, the schooling fish, we have red tail hemidois, which I absolutely love. That's these guys right here. And then we have black line tailed tetras, which are those tetras there with a little black line on them, on their tails. But we also do have these discus. It is right now about 11 o'clock in the morning here, and my lights have been on full blast now for about an hour. And the fish always usually kind of take about an hour or so to kind of get into the swing of things. So that's why they're a little bit hiding and stuff right now. But also, these there's a little discus right there. These schooling fish don't necessarily give them a nice little spot to go. So we're actually going to be moving, not rehoming, but just moving the red tail hemidois in this aquarium to the 125 soon, which we'll be seeing in just a little bit, just to kind of lighten the load inside this tank and get rid of some of the schooling fish in here, to kind of give the discus, here they go, the discus just a little bit more room to swim around. There are, again, when I did go to weigh, typically I feed these discus, at minimum, every other day. I try to do it every day, to be honest with you. And when I went away for almost 10 days, I didn't feed it at all. And 2 of the discus, I had 6 in here, 2 of them kind of just withered away. And they actually died over the course of about a month or so. They stopped kind of eating. And one of them actually had a swim bladder issue, so I lost 2 in here. My plan for this aquarium is to get rid of some of those schooling fish and buy more discus for this aquarium. I'm going to do it the right way this time. I'm going to go on a reputable online retailer and purchase them that way. Just because I know the quality will be great. And because the quality on these, I'm not going to go into detail about it now, but the quality on some of these isn't necessarily the best. I want to go to somewhere that really has the top notch quality discus. We also got some nice corridors in here. We have some stir-by, as well as there's one of the lasers cories right there, right in the corner. That's a laser cory. We got some stir-by. They're probably hiding and stuff. Like I said, it's early in the morning. We're going to be adding in some black Venezuelan cories as well. They're currently in my quarantine tank there, but my quarantine tank is they're kind of just growing out in there now, but they're definitely ready to go into here. So big change. Next time you see this aquarium, we'll definitely have all the new setups done. Maybe not the new discus yet, but the red-tailed Hamadoas and the corridors definitely will be in here. Also, one fish we got to highlight, which probably doesn't get enough love, is the Sunshine Pleco, which is right over there. Also, there's the a super red and citrus up there as well. But yeah, the Sunshine Pleco, he's awesome. I've got him when he was extremely small, and he's grown a lot now. But moving on, we got George. George's tank, the 75-gallon tank that right when you first walk into the room here, there's the door to walk in. First person or first fish you see, might as well be a person, is George. George is doing very, very well, guys. A lot of people, after everyone asks what's going on with me, they ask what's going on with George. How's George doing? And he's his old, normal, grumpy self. His tank is in a little bit of wacky shape. I'm talking about rehoming and such. We also did get rid of that massive Rhino Pleco in here. It was just way too big for this tank, and I really had no plans for him. So it was actually a fish I rehomed as well. So this tank, there's some plans I need to do, but we're kind of using this a little bit as a grow out tank as well. In one of my last videos, we did get this Zabrina pike. He's put on a boatload of size, but he's not big enough yet to go into that 220. I think what I want to do first is get rid of that true parrot cichlid before I move this Zabrina pike in there, because I don't want them fighting. The Zabrina pike is like super nice. He doesn't really fight at all. He kind of just chills out. He's actually a pretty non-aggressive pike, so far in my experience. I mean, he's here with George, does not mess with George at all. And then also the female Jack Dempsey, who I don't know why, but every morning she always lays on the bottom. She's gotten very lazy in her old age. But moving on, the 125. We're not going to cover this tank that long. I don't have that much to say about this tank, other than the fact that some fish in here have died, and a lot of fish in here also got rehomed. This tank is like serious under construction. Because it's just, I'm so lost with this aquarium. I love Hoplo catfish, and I probably over-purchased Hoplo catfish. Like, they're all, like, there's so many in this tank. And there's just so many fish inside this tank, and there have been a lot more inside here. And that's why I also rehomed a lot. But although it doesn't look like a lot is going on in this tank, because there's not a lot going on. Because a lot of the fish are catfish or plecos, and a lot of them hide until it's feeding time. So the only really mid-fish we have are these cichlids. We got that pike, ringtail pike. We got these Pellegrini geophagus. And then this cichlid, it's like a Cryptohirus, something like that, some scientific name. It's a nice guy, though. We also have the shovel-nosed lima in here. But we have a lot of plecos. Yeah, I'll do a quick little scan of it. Got a vampire pleco, shovel-nosed lima. Let's see if all the plecos are like hiding artists. All the hoplos, albinos, marbles, brown hoplos. There's another vampire pleco. I mean, there's literally like 7 or 8 plecos in here, and you've only seen like 2 or 3 of them. So that's why there's a lot of fish in here, but a lot of the times they hide. So The red-tailed Hamadoas will probably liven up this tank a little bit, but we might even need to rehome some additional fish as well. This is my miscellaneous tank, and I do plan on continuing keeping it as a miscellaneous tank of just kind of like random fish I want to keep. But definitely needs to be overhauled a little bit more. And moving on to our last and final tank is my 40-gallon breeder. In this aquarium, we have a spider kelberry, a Tigrinus catfish, and a rainbow or a red wolffish. Now, a lot of these fish are actually just kind of growing out in here. This spider kelberry is it's like very dark where he is because of these floating plants. He's not doing so great the past few weeks or months because his diet has gotten very poor. He really is not eating that many foods. He's aggressively eating, but he's not really liking the foods. I've even tried to give him some krill here. He eats it kind of like when he wants to. I don't know. I just don't know. I've tried even giving him like shrimp, scallops. It's just he's not really eating that great. He does look a little bit on the thinner side. He put on some weight over the summer, but I don't know why he's just not really eating that well. And then once the Zabrina pike gets taken out of the 75-gallon, this Tigrinus is going to go in there. This Tigrinus has exploded inside this 40-gallon. He's definitely kind of outgrowing it now. So he's definitely going to move on to the 75-gallon where he can grow out just a little bit more. And then we're not even going to see the red wolffish because he's all the way back there, but he's doing fine. The plan for this tank was to keep the red wolffish in that aquarium by himself here, but he has two tank mates, and he definitely shows a lot more personality when he's by himself. So we definitely trying to get these guys out as quickly as I can. All right, guys. So that is our Around the Island update for late November, early December 2022. I do hope you guys did enjoy this video and saw the fish again and what's going on in the fish room. I do plan on making videos again. There's a lot of ideas and things that I kind of came across with for the last 6 months. So we definitely want to try to continue picking up on that speed of kind of being enthused to make content again. But that's going to be it for this video. So if you guys did like this video, be sure to subscribe. Check out some of the other content here on my channel. Ding that notification bell if you already subscribed. Most importantly, don't forget to fish on.